Sorry, pal. No cameras.
Oh, I'm Parker from the Bugle.
Oh.
What's going on here?
Oh, they're picketing the Kalistani exhibit in the main gallery.
Oh, yeah, I heard something about that. You're displaying Rava, the Kalistani god of death?
That thing has the ugliest face I've ever seen. How can anybody get down and worship a thing like that?
Maybe they're afraid not to.
Oh.
Did I scare you?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, you did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were so engrossed in your work.
Well, he's a pretty engrossing old boy. What's wrong?
You mustn't touch him.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot. My name is Peter Parker. I'm a photographer with the Bugle.
Trina Pandit.
Do you work here?
I'm a student assistant curator. I'm translating the inscription at the base of the idol.
Oh, well then you must be from exotic Kalistan.
No, exotic Kansas. But my grandparents are from Kalistan. They came to farm a long time ago.
Well, that's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, but in reverse. You know, I'm a student here myself. I'm a grad student in physics. I'm just a photographer part-time. How come I've never seen you around?
It's a big university.
Not that. Who's next? I thought this job was boring.
It tore loose when Spider-Man was swinging on it.
Maybe, but that doesn't explain all the shaking just before it happened.
What do you think caused it, Professor?
I don't know. I'm an art historian, Captain. Ask young Parker there. Physical sciences are his field.
How about it, Parker? Could an earthquake have caused all this?
Well, certainly if we were in California. But there's never been an earthquake recorded in Manhattan.
Thanks, Parker. You're a big help.
My God, John, what's happened here?
Calistanis, Jonah. I told you we'd have trouble with them.
And I told you that we were not going to be pushed around by some splinter group of fanatics from a stupid country halfway around the world. Parker, what are you doing here?
This is the university, sir. I go to school here, remember?
Jonah, I think we should cancel the exhibit. That idol is a religious symbol to these Calistanis. We don't have the right.
Right? We have more than a right. We have a contract with the legitimate government of Khalistan to do this exhibit. We're the only museum in the country that'll have the idol.
I have a feeling this is just the beginning.
You believe in that curse business, don't you?
I don't know what I believe anymore. A piece of ornamental stone couldn't fall, but it did.
You probably don't believe that you can lose your job here. But you can.
Don't threaten me, Jonah. I don't wish to be disrespectful of the dead, but I don't care how much money your wife raised for this museum. She didn't own it, and neither do you.
I want the doors to this museum open to the public as soon as this mess is out of the way. You understand that? All right, what are you standing around here for? Get this place cleaned up.
Wait till you see some of these, Mr. Jameson. I've got some real winners here.
Parker, I can't print these.
But you always say that pictures like these are what sell newspapers.
Not my newspapers. Parker, don't you know that my wife was a patron of that museum? Do you realize that I'm now chairman of the board of trustees? Why would I want to give the museum this kind of publicity?
But you always say to report the news as it happens, no matter who's
Stop
involved.
telling me what I always say.
Well, I suppose I can always do something else with these.
Like what?
I took these pictures on my own time. That gives me the right to do whatever I want with them.
Parker, you would sell those to a rival paper. Where's your loyalty?
Mr. Jameson, I'm just a poor graduate student who's trying to squeeze by as a low-paid part-time photographer. Now, these are good. They're really good. I was the only photographer there, so that makes these an exclusive. I think somebody will buy them from me, don't you, sir?
Rita,
Yeah, boss.
we're buying some pictures from Parker and the negatives. Authorize payment, will you? I'd throw in a $50 bonus.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jameson. That's very generous of you.
Get out of here, Parker.
Wow, I am impressed. I am very impressed. You know, the last guy that got $50 out of Mr. High Roller that easily was the guy that mugged him in Central Park last summer.
Oh, really? You have the chief all wrong. He's really a very fair man. You just have to know how to talk to him.
Pete, why do I get the feeling you're conning me? Oh, Mr. Jameson, the professor's in the main gallery.
Thank you. is. We can't discuss it over the phone.
I have to convince you, Jonah. We have to get that idol back to Calistan or something terrible is going to happen. I'm scared.
Well, I'm not. I may not be from Missouri, but if this curse business is for real, you're going to have to show me. That guy with all those arms could make a fortune in the circus.
Get away from him.
Shut it up.
It's the curse of Rava. I told you.
One more time, please.
Okay. Well, the lights kept flickering on and off, and suddenly they went out completely, and I heard Rustin scream, then there was this crash, and then the lights came back on, and there was Rustin flying like there with the idol on top of him. But, John, that thing must weigh half a ton.
Think it was the curse?
Ah, of course not.
Then how do you explain it?
I don't know. You're the detective. You figure it out.
I think maybe I have. Either of you ever see any tables slide across the floor by themselves? Or shields fly off the wall? Or this statue dancing on its pedestal?
What are you getting at?
There's another way all this could have happened, you know.
No, what are you suggesting?
Mr. Jameson, I wish there was some other explanation. That you had a motive. Several witnesses, including me, saw you and the professor argue.
You're saying that I tried to kill him? Oh, come on. Call the hospital. Ask Rustin. He'll tell you.
I have a man down there. But Professor Rustin, he's in pretty bad shape. I don't think he's going to be talking to anybody for a long time, ever.
I don't believe this. I want to talk to my lawyer.
Call him from the precinct.
Now, wait a minute.
Please, sir. Don't make me use the handcuffs.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I want my lawyer. Get me out of here.
Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Jameson. Your lawyer's on his way.
What are you doing here?
Rita called me.
Why?
Oh, she thought maybe I could help you.
Well, what am I worrying about? Here I am in jail, accused of attempted murder, 3 days before a stockholders' meeting where I have to fight off some tyrant who's trying to take over the paper. Look who's on my side. College kid who runs around with a camera hanging on his neck, and a lawyer that nobody can even find.
Captain, Mr. Jameson wouldn't kill anybody. This whole thing is just crazy.
Yeah, you want to know what else is crazy? Read that.
Is Mr. Jameson's statement? The table slid at them by itself?
Do you realize who I am?
Yes, very important man. That's why I'm recommending that the DA sleep on it before deciding whether to charge you or not. Of course, you'll probably have to spend the night in jail.
What?
Well, that's good, sir.
I don't see anything good about this. If I lose control of the paper, you'll probably lose your job. You've thought of that, haven't you?
No, I mean, it's good that Captain Barbera's recommendation counts for so much. When he finds out that the Bugle is doing an in-depth profile on him, and he realizes that his treatment of you will have a direct bearing on the tone of that article.
Article on me?
Well, I'm sorry, I saw the memo on Rita's desk. It's one of your better ideas, I must say.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you.
You know, maybe I better call the DA. It would be a shame if Mr. Jameson had to spend the night here if it wasn't necessary.
Are you sure he won't mind if you call him this late?
Trust me.
amaze me. You know, son, that story about Captain Barbera, that isn't a bad idea at all. Yeah, I think I'll put Myers on it. And you can handle the pictures.
Oh, that's terrific. Thank you, sir. But first, we've got to get you cleared for that stockholders meeting.
Yeah.
Mr. Jameson, I've got your car parked right out front.
What are you all dressed up for?
Now, you didn't want me driving around in your rolls in an old housecoat, did you?
Well, actually, I didn't want you driving around in it at all.
You know, tell the truth. You're getting out early kind of messed up my plans. See, I had this date with this guy over in Jersey. We were going to strip your car.
You know, I believe she was.
Hello. What are you doing here?
I told you the university wasn't that big.
But how'd you know I'd be coming this way?
Because your next class is in the Chem building, which is right over there.
How'd you know that?
Oh, a good reporter never reveals his sources.
Oh, you checked my class card at the ad building.
Now, you see, you can be a reporter, too. Trina, you were there at the museum the night that Mr. Jameson went to meet Professor Rustin. Are you certain they were alone?
All I know is I didn't see anyone. I locked the door before I left.
Well, now, what's the big deal about Rava back in Calistan?
Calistan used to be ruled by the high priest of Rava.
That's it? That's why the idol is so important?
Well, the members of the cult were the fiercest warriors in the country.
Oh, so that's how the cult held power. I understand they used to worship death.
Not really. They believed that death in battle was the way to a place of honor in the next life. Peter, why are you asking me all these questions?
Because I'm trying to help Mr. Jameson. And because you're the only expert on Calistan, I happen to know.
I'm no expert on Calistan.
Well, you translated the inscriptions on the idol.
Look, the cult was overthrown and the high priest banished 50 years before I was even born.
So, you mean to say the cult doesn't exist?
I didn't say that.
So it does exist. Trina, what are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just concerned about what happened to Professor Rustin.
Suppose the cult did get their hands on the idol and took it back to Calistan. What would happen?
The high priest would declare a holy war and try to regain power.
Civil war. Have they ever tried that before?
Rava's always been very carefully guarded. As a matter of fact, this is the first time the government has ever allowed the idol to leave the country.
Which means this is the first time the cult has had a chance to get their hands on it.
I wouldn't know about that. Look, I'm going to be late. I have a class.
But Professor Rustin said that our God would be returned to Calistan.
Well, I hope you got that in writing, pal. Because we can't very well ask him now, can we?
You must return Rava to his people.
Hey, don't tell me what I must do. This could turn into a murder investigation. This statue here is evidence. It's not going anywhere.
No, Rava's revenge.
Yeah? Well, if I'm ever in Calistan, I'll remember not to drink the water. Get out of here. I wouldn't worry about those guys. I'll tell you what, I'll have the cruisers in the area make a couple extra rounds, okay?
Thanks a lot, Captain. Sure make me feel a lot better.
Where's your phone?